Hello! It has been a month, I know, it's been a while, but welcome back to the Horsemen podcast. This time, however, this is our second live stream we've ever done, and it's another Q&A. But of course, I'm not alone. Right above me, haunting me to this day, is Artur Castanha. Okay, Keith Lee. Right next to him is our favorite woman from Germany, Hannah Klein. And then finally, we have horror master Ricky Karaman. And of course, if you don't know me by now, I am Levi, also known as Thrash Maniac 99. By the way, Sam Dunn, it's Levi McIntyre, not Levi McIntyre. Get it right. You got it right the first time on the melodic death metal episode. Why can't you get it right all the time? Oh, believe me, if I ever met Sam in person, I'd probably give him a smack in the face and a handshake. Oh, good lord, but yes, we are doing a Q&A. Now, keep this in mind for people who are already joined in the chat. We're here to answer questions you may have about our musical tastes, our musical ventures, about metal, or asking us about potential ideas for future episodes, because we're open to ideas. After all, we only have 3 episodes planned up for the show after this, and we need more ideas, so feel free to send in ideas of like top 10 whatever for albums or bands or whatever, or a debate discussion of sorts. But we're here to answer some questions. So, but before we get into everything, I wanted to ask, since it's been a month since the last episode and Christmas and such has happened, want to know how was everyone's holiday and New Year? For me, I had a pretty decent Christmas. I got a little bit of the cheddar cheese. I got this kick-ass Metallica shirt, plus another one, and an AC/DC shirt, and a couple Marvel shirts, and some movie cards that I'm planning on trading for some extra cash. Uh, then New Year's was okay. I mean, what's the big deal? It's just a new year. Like, what the fuck? But, um, but yeah, ever since then, not really much. Although, funny enough, after this show is over, I got a job interview at a pizza place. So I'm hoping I can finally get a job, for God's sakes. But we'll just have to wait and see about that. And I was supposed to have had a date already, but the woman that I'm supposed to have the date with, I'm having a hard time getting hold of her because her Facebook kind of bugs out. So it's tough, but I'm hoping we can make it happen. So things are kind of coming up good, but it won't be completely good until I have a new job. But that's just me. Artur, how was your holidays? Ricky? And I forgot to mention too, right a couple days after the last episode we did, I went on vacation to Tennessee with the family, and it was really really fun. I got to make my chicken parmesan for everyone, and they all absolutely loved it, so that made me happy. I also, while I was there, went to the music store I go to when I go down there, and I picked up the latest Broken Hope album from 2017. So my Broken Hope collection's getting there. I still need 3 more albums to complete the catalog, but beside the point, also forgot to mention I got these 2 card games, One Night Ultimate Werewolf and the expansion pack Daybreak, because myself, my brother, his fiance, her kids, and my niece play this, and we have fun lying to one another and fucking with each other's minds. And I got the expansion pack, the Daybreak, because it's got so many other characters, but yeah, it'd be pretty fun to play that soon. But yeah, and forgot to mention too, for those who I see, so we got some new people to the channel that's watching. Yes, ever since the new year, I've been on a roll as far as trying to do new content on YouTube, like the new Gary's Mod stuff I've been doing with an alumni member of the podcast, Kamikaze Games, among so many other things. So I'm hoping also at some point this year I can get a new computer, not only for the videos, but also for the show to be better as far as the quality and perhaps more fancy. I don't know how to say it, but yeah. Hannah, how was your break, holidays, and such? Ah, but yeah. So we all had completely different holidays, it seemed. Oh boy! But while we wait for some questions to come in, I figured we talk a little bit about 2020 as far as metal, what's coming out, what has already come out. Well, not much has already come out. I did review the new album from Rage, and for those who had seen my review of it would know that I thought it was okay. I still need to listen to that and Mystic Prophecy that came out last weekend. But But yeah, we do have a lot of big bands releasing material this year. We got Ozzy coming out next month, which is going to be interesting considering what's going on with Ozzy personally with his health. Um, trying to remember other big bands. We got possibly new Megadeth finally coming out. We also have, I think, new Anthrax coming out. My Dying Bride, that's confirmed. Body Count's confirmed. Um, but yeah, there's just so many bands that are going to be putting out albums this year that it's going to be impossible to name them all. Immolation. But but regardless, 2020 is looking to be a very, very good year for metal. And if you ask me, it might be better than 2019, even though 2019 was a damn good year to end the 2010s.
Or it's going to be a more extreme year. I don't know if it's going to be the year of doom again, how it was last year, but at least either the year of black metal or the year of death.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But so many black metal bands released albums in 2019, so I'm not really sure if there are that many left to release albums.
I don't know. I mean, 2020, from some of the other bands I've seen that's set to release stuff, it might be the year of thrash. Because Creator might be releasing something. Sodom's confirmed to release something. Power Trip.
Destruction, maybe?
Destruction just put out one in 2019. So, no Destruction. So, we're not getting the Teutonic... 3 of the Teutonic 4 in 2020. As I said, Megadeth, Anthrax, Testament's supposed to have a new one. Maybe new Exodus. I'm wondering if Dark Angel's finally going to release something, because they've been working on a new album for a couple of years now. It'd be cool to hear new Dark Angel, considering I love the album Darkness Descends. Holy crap. Yeah, there's just so much in terms of thrash that's coming out this year. So, Warbringer, I forgot Warbringer. Hopefully new Evil. It's been 7 years. Please. Now that, I'm trying to remember. There's Joel and his brother. His brother came back into the band finally, so hopefully we might get something out of them. But regardless, yeah, we're still waiting on some questions. We haven't gotten any questions yet.
I have some questions. Some friends of mine.
All right, we'll start with those.
Let me get a good one. Let's see. Okay. If you all were to create a movie/TV show, who will be director, producer, cinematographer, etc., etc.?
Jeez.
I guess we're all five of us.
At least I know one job that I would not get. That would be the writer.
I will be the writer.
Okay.
And as a writer.
I mean, I guess all five of us, including Raphael, or the producers.
I would be the cameraman.
I don't know what would it be.
Yeah, what the heck kind of show would it be?
I will say Levi will be the cinematographer, since he knows more about the camera.
I would just be the stunt double then.
If we were to have wrestlers cameo, you would be the stunt double to take the chops.
You would be the villain.
Okay, there are some wrestlers that I can take the chops easily, but if that wrestler starts with a W, I'm ready to the hills. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. And if you're watching, Walter, still you're my favorite wrestler in NXT UK. You and all of it. Ringkampf Eternal.
Oh God.
But who will be director? That's a
Quentin Tarantino.
I would say. What's the guy's name for the Hereditary? the director from Hereditary and Midsummer?
Mm, at least anyone but Chris Nolan, J.J. Abrams, or Ryan Johnson. Fuck you, Ryan.
God.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't know.
sorry.
Who the
I'm
director
sorry
would
for
be.
that, but Ryan Johnson and still to this day, Ryan Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy, they are the ones who betrayed the Star Wars.
I guess a director. Considering, even though they've done a lot of blockbusters lately, but they started an independent show production, the Russo brothers, Anthony and Joe Russo.
I might have one. Clint Eastwood. That's the director.
Somebody in the chat said Chuck Norris.
Oh hell!
They say
Yeah,
under his
if
beard
Chuck
is not a
Norris is the
chin, just
director,
another
You cannot
fist.
say no. You cannot say no to Chuck Norris. Or going a bit on the German direction. Not German, Finnish direction. What if Peter Taggerton from Hypocrisy would be the director? He already knows how to direct a lot of great video clips.
Yeah.
Francis Ford Coppola.
That would be a Godfather style.
Chris.
Now, what would the
No,
show
the-
be about? We need to figure that out now.
Or Jonas Ackerland.
No. Oh no.
No Jonas Ackerman.
The only good thing ever did was shooting a porn video.
Is that
Pussy.
real? Ah.
Rammstein.
Ding. Ding.
Demonetized.
Oh well.
How many
think
of
the
others
show
have
is-
been demonetized?
I
Especially
think the
since
show-
I said F you Ryan Johnson.
I think the show should be about a crazy Portuguese mass murderer.
Who would be
We
our
don't have
cast?
that many.
That's the question of the question.
I would have an idea for the victims. Rose McGowan, Linda Sarsour. Not. I would have a bit the cat. I would have a bit the. Although we don't have that many mass murderers, we only have one, and Izette is in the aqueduct. But we don't have that many mass murders here.
We do.
I know.
Wow. Wow.
Oh. I think I'm like close second.
Isn't Michael Myers from Texas? Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Leatherface.
Yeah, Leatherface. That's my Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's a whole difference.
Anyways, next question, because I am stumped.
Anyway, current favorite movie.
Joker.
End game.
Joker.
LA Confidential.
The Crow.
He said currently. Did
Oh
he
yeah,
say?
Crow. Currently, I
Currently
think
it's
I'll go
the
with Joker or Endgame. Between those two, I think I'll go with Joker. Joker.
Haven't watched any.
And I'm still laughing to see how much the American media said that Joker was a dangerous movie, said Joker was a bad movie, was mediocrity. 11 Oscar nominations.
That
Joaquin Phoenix,
beat.
to me, is
That
a sure
beat The
thing for
Godfather.
Best Actor.
It beat The Godfather in that nomination.
I'm sure Joaquin Phoenix is sure bet for Best Actor. Almost a sure thing.
Yeah. Next question.
Let's see. Do
And
y'all
by the
look
way-
at each other?
And by the way, to the people in the chat, please ask us questions. We need some, please. I'm just
Anything.
seeing talking about Chuck Norris right now.
Do y'all recommend each other bands/songs?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. The
Fine.
big one,
yeah.
the big one I remember is recommending Artur, the man Mortem,
Yep.
and he put that
one of the
album
big ones that
on
we
his
recommended,
list.
I think it was, and I think that one that we recommended, me and Hannah, I think it was either to Levi or to Ricky or to both. We both recommended Primordial, and what's the result now?
Yep.
Yeah.
True.
We do
Aspects, for
recommend
sure.
constantly.
We should do top 10 Primordial song.
That
I'm
would be
I'm not
mostly
I'm still not
that
quite
would be
there yet
mostly
for that.
to the Nameless Death album.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, after Levi has had some bit more time.
Yeah,
Um,
I've recommended
Aspects, for sure, was
everyone.
one of the bands.
Yeah, I've recommended Broken Hope several times.
I've recommended Spirit Adrift.
Yep.
Batushka, that's one of the big ones.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to remember what other bands or songs.
Yeah, there's so many.
Yep.
An Abstract Illusion, we talked about that quite a lot.
Yeah.
Agalok, that you all love so much Agalok, I've started to listen to Agalok as well.
Yeah.
Wate.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Rammstein, lots of Rammstein.
For me, yeah.
That's too obvious. That's a bit too obvious, but yeah.
MCC.
Yes. 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 For sure, MCC. We had a lot of bands and songs over the years.
Yeah.
Just trying to remember the
Wasn't-
good ones.
Wasn't me that I also recommended to listen to some of the Portuguese bands like Wydian, Attic Demons, and even Moonspell as well?
Yep.
Yeah. And Powerwolf. Powerwolf.
But
I remember that.
we also recommended also a bit of shit.
Don't you say it, Ricky.
Oh.
Are you?
I'm not saying anything.
Let's see another question. A bit of a hard one. Let's see if we can find a hard one. Let's see. Okay, here's one that we can talk about for a bit. What is the show's theme song?
Oh, the theme song to this show?
Ooh, that's a hard.
Four Horsemen by Metallica?
Maybe.
I mean, it's fitting.
It is.
Hallowed be thy name.
Yeah. I have one, and Hannah may laugh a bit. Called Sinsucht by Rammstein. That's a good one.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm so tempted to say something to piss Hannah off, but I
Say
don't want
it.
to.
Say it. Say it.
I'm not going to.
Why?
Say it. Damn it.
Say it. Say
Oh,
it.
God. Dance
Fine.
Macabre by Ghost.
Fuck you.
I'm just kidding. I just wanted to get a reaction out of her.
That's pop music. That's shitty pop music. That's not metal.
Although Wolves of Siberia. Oh, I have one. Why not?
God.
Oh Father, oh Satan, oh Son.
Oh.
Ino
That-
Satana.
I would still go with Oh Father.
Metal on Metal by Anvil.
Death the Brutal Way by Asphyx.
Death the Brutal Way.
Yeah, the
I have
song.
one, as I said, Brothers of Metal, because we are all brothers. We are all brothers.
And sister.
Surfing in the
Yes, brothers and
USA by
sisters.
Blind Guardian.
Don't.
Oh man.
Why not Empire's Fall by Primordial? That would be a good one.
Oh,
Where
Heathen
is the
Tribes.
Flying Man? Heathen
Um,
Tribes, yeah. Heathen Tribes is the whole lot.
Into the Pit by Testament.
Brotherhood of the Snake.
or how about in the setup of Pill Companion?
Oh yes, because we all love that song.
I mean,
we could go on and on about that.
Waters of Iam?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean-
Any old Windiers outside the Blacksmith by Windier?
Bonded by Blood by Exodus.
That's a good one.
I think that would be the number one choice for me now. Now that I think about it, yeah.
Although I have one. You Can Kill the Metal by Tenacious D.
Oh yeah, the metal.
Hearts on Fire by Hammerfall.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Hearts on fire, burning with desire.
I mean,
Feuer-
there's so many choices.
Feuerfire?
No, ich will.
I would still go with Sinsuch.
Mutter.
No.
Not for a theme song. I still go with Bonded by Blood.
Okay, since no one puts any questions and a bit of a... I have one. If you had to choose a wrestler's theme, which one would you choose?
Undertaker.
Anakin, go to
Demolition.
the old school one.
Kane.
Austin. I mean, that glass shatter.
Kane, Slow Chemical.
That's a good one.
By Finger 11.
Stone Cold's
Undertaker's,
Disturbed
Alzheimer's.
theme.
What?
Stone Cold's Disturbed theme song from 2000, 2001.
Nah, I still prefer the original.
I do prefer the original, but yeah.
I'd go with Undertaker's original or Anal Grave.
Oh,
yeah, I know
Johnny
Grave.
Cash. Hannah would go with Kane. And
Kane's my favorite. I have to go with him.
But a reminder to those watching the stream, send us questions in the chat so we don't fall on dead air. Well, we won't fall
No
on dead
Chuck
air, but
Norris
you get the idea.
questions.
But
Chuck Norris questions.
yeah, please stop with the Chuck Norris stuff.
Let's see, I got another one here. Do you guys get tired of each other?
All the time. Nah, I'm kidding.
But I mean, I don't.
I
And
don't
also,
either.
we only see each other once a month, in most cases.
Twice at most.
Twice.
Yeah.
And we talk a lot on Messenger.
On Facebook,
Like a
yeah.
lot. Mm-hmm. Sometimes
That's true.
it takes us a while, maybe because we're all busy and all that. Like it could be like a week we don't talk, and then bam, and all that.
Yeah, and also with all these different time zones as well.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes we can talk to each other.
That
Sometimes-
makes it complicated.
That's why we only do this show twice a month.
Yeah, but can you imagine if we do this like every week?
Oh, that
Yeah.
would be tiresome.
It would be,
Ooh, yeah.
and we'd run out of steam.
Yeah.
That would be tiresome.
Mm-hmm. Here's another one. How would our lives be if we all never met?
I don't know.
I honestly don't know
Probably
either.
the same.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I think the biggest one would be I wouldn't got into more extreme metal, for sure. I mean, I would, but on the later period. I mean, that's for me. That's for sure.
A lot less interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is true.
I mean, it's nice to talk about metal and exchange band songs and so on, and to simply talk about topics. I mean, in my village, I'm the only metalhead, and none of my friends listens to the stuff I do.
Mm.
I don't have that same problem, but then again, I'm on a big city. Although, let's just say that percentage of metalheads versus everything else, especially those hip hop, African-based rhythms and such, is almost like 7-3, and they are winning. But every time we get around, it's the way, and I would still do exactly the same thing, although maybe without meeting you, but still, we would still do the exact same thing. Although, I would say that meeting all of us, it made our lives a little bit more interesting.
Absolutely.
Even exchanging our own experiences, giving advice for our American friends, even Hannah giving me some advices for some festivals and some bands too. So, hey, we all learn from experiences, so.
Sure.
And you, Levi?
Crap. I mean, yeah, basically the same thing as Arthur said. Yeah, if we hadn't met, then I wouldn't have had the chance to do a long-lasting podcast, considering any podcast I've tried to do in the past has been a failure. Thank God this one's lasted now nearly a year and a half, which is incredible.
Which that brings to the next question. How long will you guys keep up doing the show?
As
long as we
possible.
can, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As long as we have ideas up our sleeves or new things we could talk about, then yeah, we're gonna stay on here as long as we possibly can.
Can you imagine episode 100?
Oh.
No, better yet, episode 50. We're almost to episode 30. We're almost there.
Yeah, after this we got 5 episodes till number 30. So,
I mean, that would be a huge accomplishment.
It sure
well,
is.
we finally
Or sure
got our
will be.
first legitimate question on the chat from Morbid Angel is better than death. What a name. I disagree, however, but that's just me. Favorite King Crimson album if you liked the band? I only have one, and that's the first album in the Court of the Crimson King.
I
Same.
put the fifth on it. I called the fifth on it.
The Court of the Crimson King as well.
I mean, that album is just
I called
so...
the fifth on it because I don't listen to that many King Crimson.
I mean, I just picked the first album because not only I have it, but the whole album is absolutely glorious. Like hell, the first song, 21st Century Schizoid, man, you could argue being the first prog metal song, even though it was 1969.
Although I would go more with Rush's 2112.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry about this. Trying to settle in.
Settling in.
Difficulties as always.
Yeah, the show wouldn't be
Technical
anything without technical difficulties. That's the joke we use all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It used to be always on Ricky's end, and now it's Artur trying to get his camera angle correct.
When you have to charge your phone, it's a lot of a bitch. It's a bitch.
Let's see. Animated YouTubers you will like to have on the show.
Oh God, YouTubers we'd like to have on the
Sorry?
show. Well, we've had
Razor
three
Fist
on
for
the
sure.
show. We've had three on the show. We had
Razor-
Mr. Scott Reacts in a one-on-one episode with me and him. We've had Kamikaze Games a couple of times, and we had Cover Killer Nation, who was the big one. There are other YouTubers out there I would like to have on the show. One being Sonia Anubis. I actually sent her an email asking her if she'd like to be on the show, but I haven't heard from her back. Then again, she's busy and being in the band Burning Witches, and who have a new album coming out on Nuclear Blast.
Razor Fist, that would be a
That would be funny.
That would be the biggest one and like most like out there.
I hope at some point I can get Bradley Zorgdragger on the show. I'm still friends with him on Facebook. I need to get him on here at some point.
Black Metal Werewolf. I would love to have him on the show.
We do actually have a guest coming for the next episode, and that's my good pal Chronix from the Most Extreme Wrestling, because he's a big metalhead himself and actually is a bass player. And just like you, Ricky, a fellow Texas boy.
Yeah. Killbuck and Gorger Attack. I love his videos. I think they're great.
Yeah, there's quite a few. I just can't name them all off the top of my head.
Anybody from Bangor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. At least to thank them for putting us all together.
Right now, the closest we have is Bradley, thanks to me.
Yeah.
Next question.
Blade Smith, that would be a hell of a. Blade Smith, that would be a hell of a debate. With mostly jokes, but.
So the next question that also comes from Morbid Angel is better than death, allegedly. And I like how his profile pictures the album cover to Altars of Madness, which is fitting. He asks, what are your thoughts on the current state of metal? It seems right now that there is a spate of Incantation, Demolich, and Time Ghoul. What will the next trend be, in your opinion? Well, first off, current state of metal. I think metal's in a good place right now, considering there's so much in the way of underground bands starting to make some waves and getting more chances to go on tours with bigger bands. Album-wise, there's so many great albums out there now from even old bands. As far as what will the next trend be? Well, last year, I noticed there was a trend in Swedish death metal, deathcore, and grand returns. I think this year, we talked about it a little bit earlier in the show, that I feel this year could be the year of thrash, considering a ton of thrash classics and current thrashers have albums coming out this year, so that's just me. Anybody else? Hannah?
I don't think so. I said a little bit that I think that this could be a bit the year of more extreme genres, but either thrash or I would say a bit death metal.
Hannah?
Mm.
Oh yeah,
Well, I think metal as of now is in great state. I think, but we're also in a kind of transitioning period. A lot of bands, older bands, I think will retire within the next 5 to 10 years, and a lot of newer ones will take or will climb the ladder, so to speak. But what interests me more than those bigger ones are the smaller ones, the underground. and I think the underground is thriving. I mean, last year we had a great year of, in my opinion, of black metal and doom metal, and like Levi said, Swedish death metal, and I think that will continue. I think the underground will continue to thrive, especially with the help of the internet. Um, Go ahead, Arthur.
That's a bit what I was. That's a bit as I agree completely. Always look for the underground because when a band reaches a certain stage, that means that they might not be as good as they once were. But I think that this it's always the golden rule. So the two golden rules: support your locals and look the undergrounds.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what especially interests me is the underground, especially the black metal scene. And I think we will have a few great years of black metal ahead of us because the scene is so experimental, turning towards so many directions. I think it won't get boring anytime soon. And I'm quite looking forward what the next decade has in store for us.
Yeah.
Mm.
The next question from Callum Jess Islip. What's your favorite album? Metallica Master of Puppets.
Oh,
Power Slave by Maiden.
Back in Black, AC/DC.
Agalok the Mantle,
Yeah,
or
but
Behemoth the Satanist.
almost. But speaking about the whole metal scene, sure, like yeah, it's not what it used to be back in the '80s, but lately it's been getting a bit more better over the years, especially with Doom. Doom's been getting a lot more. I don't want to say more mainstream, but more
Out there.
recognized. It's been more recognizable, more out there. And to the people who say that rock and metal is dead, it's not dead. I know we're gonna have a whole video in the future discussing what's not
The
dead.
same people that write for Rolling Stone, for Metal Sucks, and Metal Injection, but I think it's those two, Rolling Stone and.
Yeah, but if you're a true metal fan, I mean not true metal fan, a true fan of music, you need just need to know where to look. You can spend hours and hours on YouTube looking for the weirdest stuff, and it could eventually make you a fan. Like for example, a band for me that I discovered on YouTube because of I don't know what I clicked, and that was Bathory. I've never heard of Bathory before, and it was an underground thing that I discovered. I was like, what the hell is this? And look, Bathory has become one of my favorite black metal bands. You just need to know where to look.
That's how I got to Asphyx.
Well, I highly recommend Bandcamp for that. If you want to find
Mhm.
underground bands, use Bandcamp. Bandcamp is awesome, and you can support the artists directly.
Yeah, Bandcamp. It's perfect way to support them. Also, oh, never mind.
Oh
Also
no, Hannah.
support your local.
There she is.
Oh, Hannah. Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm back.
I was gonna say also support your local scene, no matter if it's not your cup of tea. Like for example, my local scene here is more to the metalcore side. It's not my cup of tea, but I still support them because it's the at least there's a scene where I live.
Yeah. And then like he was bringing up how in recent years like Doom has been getting more popular. I would also argue the second half of the 2010s death metal started to make a comeback because death metal
Mhm.
now has gotten more expansive with new subgenres and bands coming up like Blood Incantation who are trying to like combine sounds from bands like Death, Cynic, Demolich, and Immolation into their sound in order to create something that's like really out there. And then, of course, the recent expansion of slam death metal. Even though slam's not my cup of tea, considering most of slam bands do nothing but the slam parts. But brutal death metal has been getting bigger and bigger every year because there are more bands coming out of that subgenre. You can thank bands like Broken Hope and Suffocation and Cannibal Corpse for that scene growing. But and then even like progressive death metal starting to make waves with new bands like Rivers of Nile, Blood Crown Initiate, who by the way is finally releasing an album for the first time in 4 years. I can't wait for it because they are, in my opinion, the next rising prog extreme band.
And I think a big development of the last decade was the return of this kind of retro sound. A lot of bands
school
imitating
style, yeah.
old school
Yeah.
style. I mean, Ghost as the big one, a big and obvious one, but a lot of other bands as well.
Recent Dark Thrones kind of gone into that realm a little bit too. Power Trip, another example of bringing like the old school thrash sound back with a bit of punk.
Whitechapel being a part of the kind of the revival of the hardcore,
the deathcore scene.
Deathcore.
Yeah. And I forgot, like I said, 2019 was actually a good year for deathcore. Most of the deathcore albums in 2019 were actually better than I thought it was going to be, especially Carnifex. But yeah, it seems like the good bands in deathcore, like Carnifex, Thy Art Is Murder, Despised Icon, Whitechapel, they're starting to kind of get back to what they were good at or expanding on it. Carnifex being the big one by incorporating black metal and symphonic elements to their sound, and I like that fusion. Next question, what album would you want to buy next? God, there's so many I need to get in my collection.
I got three. The new My Dying Bride. That's The Institute by King Diamond. And if I'm not mistaken, now I forgot it, but I knew that it was three. It will come back, but I know it is three. I'm just going to. But at least the new My Dying Bride and The Institute by King Diamond.
Well, last night I actually bought Dark Side of the Moon on CD for the first time. But currently, My Dying Bride for sure, the new album. The Mantle, I would love to have The Mantle on CD.
Oh, yes.
And here's an odd one that I've looked up on eBay, and I don't know if I'm gonna buy it. X Japan's Art of Life, which is an export from Japan. From 1993, and it's $30. But I mean, and then with shipping, it comes to $40. If I do manage to buy it,
got the last one. Svart Crown.
If I do manage to buy it, that'll be the most expensive CD I've ever bought in my life. If I manage to buy it.
Yeah.
How much?
$30 with shipping, comes to 45 from Japan. Original print, mid condition. I mean, it looks worth it since I love X Japan, but I'm still thinking about it.
I think Arthur is talking to himself.
You muted yourself.
There you are.
Sorry. What we forgot to say, that it's also one of the big releases this year. Ozzy Osbourne in February.
Oh yeah, Ozzy as well. Forgot about Ozzy. That's it for me for now.
Well, I know that I've pre-ordered the 2 upcoming Panopticon splits with Natural Twin and something else, and I'm very excited about those 2 to arrive here. I really want to get Morning Sun by Fields of the Nephilim on vinyl, but it's hard to find. But yesterday, Ceremonies by Fields of the Nephilim arrived here, and I'm very happy that it's finally here. Besides that, there's so much I want to have, but I want to own, but it's so expensive to buy everything on vinyl. That's the problem.
That's why I stick with CDs.
Same
I
here.
mean, I have a couple of vinyls, but I don't have a record player. Hopefully, I can get one in the future, and then I'll start buying vinyls.
Well, I fully blame it on Magna Carta cartel that I start buying vinyls, but it's hard to stop now, and I've got a record player and everything else, and it's nice. I really like to spin a good vinyl once in a while.
Mhm.
For me, there's so much. As far as like recent albums, I would love to have the new Cow Decapitation album in my collection. I would like to have the new Swallow the Sun. As far as like older albums, I would love to get Close to a World Below by Immolation. Not just because the album cover is fucking morbid with a burning Jesus on the cross in hell, but also the music is so vicious. Um,
The Broken Hope, the ones you're missing.
I have their most recent one. It's the middle of the catalog. I don't have like Repulsive Conception, Loathing, and Grotesque Blessings. I think Grotesque Blessings would be the closest one to get because I can get that on a merch site, but the other two are hard to get because they haven't re-released their old albums, which sucks. Which is why I had to get like old versions of their first two albums off eBay and hope to get them for cheap because I saw like to try and get a brand new copy from the old days, it would cost you like $100 because they're out of print. Yeah, there's so much out there I want to get that I can't name off. Metal bands we hate, and the guy Thomas Lee said Butcher Babies. Oh God, I guess I'll start. I guess I'll begin. I don't really hate many bands. I just dislike a lot of bands. Like I could go on and on about this. First one right off the bat, Five Finger Death Punch. After the second album, they have been the drizzling shits. Stop writing stupid lyrics, Ivan Moody. You're a grown-ass man. Stop doing this pro-military thing. I respect that you are a pro-military person, but it sounds like you're coming off as an adolescent.
Great Offspring. Sorry, or destroying great Offspring songs. That Gone Away cover that they did, the drizzling shits.
Ugh. It's like Five Finger Death Punch, Ivan Moody. Learn how to write better lyrics, for God's sakes. Musically, as far as some of the aspects of the music, it's not the worst thing I've ever heard. It's the lyrics that kill it for me when it comes to Five Finger Death Punch. The first two albums of theirs, okay, they're good albums. After that, screw you. Other bands that I dislike, I don't really like Bring Me the Horizon. I really don't see what the appeal is with them. I really, really don't.
I agree.
Black Veil Brides fits into that same mold, even though they got a couple of good, catchy songs, but as a whole band, or really any band that's trying to copycat Avenged Sevenfold and doing a terrible job at it, I just don't like. There's only one Avenged Sevenfold, and they are a great band. Any clones, like Asking Alexandria, that do a bad job at it, can fuck off. That's really all I can name off the top. Oh, Emmure. Fuck Emmure. Frankie Palmieri's a fucking idiot. Basically trying to be the Limp Bizkit of deathcore. Same with Attila. Like, fuck those two bands so much. And I don't know how WWE superstar Paige is dating a member of Attila. Like, really? Come on.
Hey, it's better than Alberto Del Rio, to be honest.
True, but still. True, but still. It's like, Paige, grow a little bit of taste. Better taste in men. That's all I'm gonna say. That's really all. I'm not gonna say Imagine Dragons because they're not metal. But I guess Imagine Dragons I could throw into bands I dislike.
Apparently they are to Billboard. There's at least 3 Imagine Dragons songs on their top 2019 best rock and metal.
I guess for me, I don't know. I don't hate bands, but at the same time, they're like even like Bring Me the Horizon. Sure, there's like 1 or 2 songs I like, but the rest, like, I don't like them. Same thing with like Accent Alexandria, even Nickelback. I like some of their songs, but not like.
But not as a whole band.
not as a whole band. Trying to think of another one. Imagine Dragons has one or two good songs. I guess you can put them in that category. I'm trying to think. Pierce the Veil. I don't like them at all. I've tried. I don't like them. Shit. I have the name right here. Just can.
This is a brain destroying question.
Motionless in White. Maybe,
oh, I forgot about them. Yeah, I don't care for them either.
I mean, they got some good songs, especially the previous album, the one in 2017.
Oh, I forgot another one. I forgot another one that I don't really care for. In this moment, I really don't see the appeal behind them besides Maria Brink. I really don't get it.
I like them. I saw them live. They're a pretty good band live.
I mean, Maria Brink is pretty hot and all, especially wearing thigh highs. But as a band, I just don't really get it.
6 Feet Under, probably.
Lately 6 Feet Under has been garbage.
I mean,
and I know Chronix, my pal Chronix, he'll be mad because he loves 6 Feet Under, but good lord, this past decade they were so bad.
I mean, early 6 Feet Under, they were great.
Old 6 Feet Under was fun.
Yeah,
after 2013, what the hell happened? Like, I saw Cover Killer Nation put 3 albums of theirs 3 years in a row at his #1 on this worst albums list. And I'm just like, how can you do that to yourself, 6 Feet Under? And this band is considered to be legendary within death metal. Like, what in the hell happened, Chris Barnes?
I guess...
I'll tell you why, because he lost 2 key songwriters in Steve Swanson and Ola England. And Terry Butler.
And you can, and also Five Finger Death Punch to that certain degree. After that, I guess that's it for me.
Hannah, I bet you've got a lot. I already know one, Avantasia. So just go ahead and spew it.
So I've basically got 4.
Okay.
Although one is a person and not a band. First one, Avantasia. I hate Tobias Sammet. I think he's a jerk, and I'm not a big fan of his music. Neither Avantasia nor Edguy, but I find Avantasia more annoying. Then second, Beyond the Black. I think they suck. Had to endure them a couple of times. No. It's a casting band, in my opinion. I don't like the singer's attitude. And third of all, Ghost after Meliora. No brainer. I've talked about this quite a lot. And then fourth, Bart from Matushka.
Fake Tushka.
But Adam, say.
Yeah. But the thing is, my dislikes are mostly connected to persons or who I dislike, and I'm not a big fan of most of the music anyway. And then if somebody like Tobias Sammet or Tobias Forge or Bart or this crappy singer of Beyond the Black comes along, I start to hate bands. But that's more of a personal thing. And in music in general, I don't care for metalcore. The only metalcore band I kind of listen to is As I Lie Dying, but only the older stuff. Besides that, I don't care for the scene. So
that's why
I guess
when it comes to metalcore, more people should listen to the old metalcore stuff from the 90s when it was actually metalcore, where it was extreme metal mixed with New York hardcore, not the... I mean, some of the more recent ones, they're good, but they try too hard to emulate bands like At the Gates and In Flames.
Yeah, well, there are a few bands I'm not opposed to. I like Old Roswell, I like As I Like Dying, but old As I Like Dying and...
Yeah. That's why recently I've been listening to more of the old school metalcore bands like Hatebreed, All Out War, Earth Crisis, where it was actually real. And it's brutal and heavy and aggressive. Especially like the latest All Out War album. I talked about that in the albums 2019. like, imagine a New York hardcore version of Slayer and Obituary is how I would describe All Out War, even though I think they're from Cleveland, I think. Or no, I might be thinking of Earth Crisis when I say Cleveland, but I forgot another band that, damn it, now they just slipped my mind. What the hell is happening to my head?
And you,
Okay.
Arthur?
Yeah, Arthur.
Oh boy. Oh boy. As much as I hate Nickelback, I would never put them on metal because they're not.
No.
If there's one band that I've kind of grown, like I said, although I might dislike or even hate some of those bands, I can still but over these recent years, and I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but I respect them as musicians. I don't respect them as people. Manowar. I mean, Manowar, especially since now they have been growing, like strutting like peacocks, especially the two main divas of the band, Eric Adams and Joey DeMaio. I mean, Ross the Boss is a cool guy. I've met him, and if you want to meet him, you can do so. But Joey and Eric, that's all I gotta say.
Oh, I forgot.
Since they pulled that.
Now I finally figured out what was the one I was going to bring up. Nowadays, Machine Head. Rob Flynn, you are a fucking dumbass. What happened to you?
Well,
Did Phil Anselmo really hurt your feelings that much, you asshole? Did he really hurt your feelings that much to where you ended up having to talk about SJW shit on an album? God. I had to get that out there.
The problem with Rob Flynn is the fact that he has been always a closet SJW. But I don't dislike. Okay, Machine Head is sucks right now, but I don't.
But old Machine Head, apart from Burning Red and Supercharger,
until the Blackening. Until the Blackening is their peak, so to say.
Unto the Locust would be close up there too.
Yeah, but as I was saying, Manowar, most of the metalcore scene bands, especially a lot that have been mentioned, like Asking Alexandria as I lay dying, not my dying bride. Fuck that. If I was saying that I hate my dying bride, I would cut myself. But Bring Me the Horizon, all of those bands that, thanks to some form of promotion, they have become almost every emo or angst teen's favorite band. And I even could try to put in Bullet for My Valentine, but that would be a jump too far.
Yeah, and besides, like, early Bullet for My Valentine's really good. It's just, for some reason lately, I don't get what's happened to them.
And there is one person that I'll never like him, and I would never respect in the metals. Oh, God damn it. Now I forgot him. Now I'm pulling the Levi.
There's still one in my mind, I just, for some reason, can't remember. Yeah, I just... well, now that we've unleashed a bit of a can of worms on that...
Can of whoop ass?
How about worst albums? Albums that we hate.
Oh, God.
Diablos en
I have
música,
one.
diablos en música.
I have one. Easily I have one, and it's not Ghost. I have one, and it's not Ghost. Chinese Democracy by Guns N' Roses. That album is pure shit.
Oh, God. And guess...
Saint Anger.
Yeah,
I'm the only
Saint
reason...
Anger.
Oh, wait, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Saint Anger. I won't put that on a worst album list, and I'll tell you why. Ever since it's come out, in my opinion, it has aged well, because there are far worse albums than Saint Anger out there. Just for that alone. I mean, Saint Anger, not a great album, not the worst thing ever. If anything, Saint Anger's like the tip of the shitty iceberg, if anything. Worst albums. Even though there's a couple of songs that are like earworm to me. Massacre's Promise album was pretty. Apart from like 2 songs, most of the album was just Cam Lee spewing about being pissed off at having a girlfriend break up with him and stuff. It was just, what the hell happened? The same band that released a fantastic album and From Beyond, second album they put out a fucking wannabe emo lyrical album with 2 decent songs.
Shall I open the Pandora's box?
Why?
Diabolus in Musica.
That is a bad album, apart from 1 song.
Alright, Levi, here's the hard question. Chinese Democracy or Diablos in Musica? You need to listen to one of them.
I guess. Why you do this to me?
Now you put him in a rock and a hard place.
Same thing, Hannah. Ghost or Avantasia?
That's easy. Because at least you have the first 3 Ghost albums.
Exactly.
Why you do this to me, Ricky?
I just love to torture you.
How about neither, because fuck you. There you go.
That's too easy.
Okay, if I have to pick one that I would rather listen to, fine, Diabolus, because Chinese Democracy is a pile of crap.
Yes! I knew it!
Only because Diabolus has the song Stain of Mind. That's a good song. Enough said. Oh, boy. I'm trying to think of, like, other albums that are bad. If Cover Killer Nation was here, he'd obviously say Queensryche dedicated to Chaos. Morbid Angel, Illud Divinium, and Sanus.
Oh.
Let's see. What other bad albums out there?
Operation Mindcrank 2. The second one.
Frequency Unknown by Jeff Tate's Fakesryche. Any recent 6 Feet Under album. Machine Head Catharsis would probably be number 1. That album. Makes me want to puke. God.
Fake Tushka.
That's so bad.
Even though this is the one album in this band's catalog that's bad, everything else they did was absolutely amazing. Cold Lake by Celtic Frost. And it sucks that that album had to exist because that stains an otherwise perfect catalog in Celtic Frost history. Forbidden by Black Sabbath. Shit. I know there are a couple others.
Octagon by Bathory.
Oh, damn it.
Wait, what? Octagon by Bathory?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think it was all that bad, but...
But in comparison to everything else...
that's true. It would just be like the redheaded stepchild of
you've got
catalog.
legendary albums like Under the Sign of the Black Mark, Bloodfire Death, Hammerheart, the 2 Northland records.
What I'm about to say, but Turbo.
No. Turbo I wouldn't put on that list. If I was to put any Judas Priest album on a worst list, honestly I would say either Ram It Down or Point of Entry. Probably leaning more towards Ram It Down.
Point of Entry most likely.
Point of Entry, yeah, probably.
I actually talked about this last night with I was actually talking about
Thor
this
was
last
more
night
of
with.
a guilty pleasure to me.
I was actually talking about Judas Priest albums last night with Kamikaze Games when we were playing Gary's mod. He asked me how I would rank the Judas Priest albums from worst to best, and if I remember, I think I had Point of Entry at the bottom.
Virtual
Do
X,
those, try to do those
XI?
tier lists.
Virtual
Not so many
11.
YouTubers have done it.
Uh,
No, number one in most people's minds will be either Screaming for Vengeance or Painkiller.
anyways, now that we've done did that, Morbid Angels Better Than Death had a question for Hannah. What are your thoughts on bands such as Kraftwerk, Klaus Schulze,
Schulze?
Ash,
Schulze?
yeah, Ashra Temple, and Tangerine Dream?
I quite enjoy Tangerine Dream.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eh,
Yeah.
but I quite like Tangerine Dream. Very spacey, great music to chill out to. It's just music I like to listen to when I'm creative and to put it in the background. I mean, I write a lot, and Tangerine Dream works perfectly with that. I mean, the only problem with Tangerine Dream is that they've released so much music, and I honestly, it's so hard to listen to everything. I mostly stick to their live performances and just put like a 2-3 hour concert on, and that's it. Kraftwerk, or Kraftwerk in German, a legendary band. I think they're awesome. Would like to see them live, although it's quite expensive to do so, and there are hardly any shows. But I think they are one of they're the pioneers of electronic music here in Germany. Great band. I love songs like Die Roboter, this model, especially the cover that Rammstein did. Awesome. And what was the other one? Was it Klaus Schulze?
Yeah.
Yeah, Klaus Schulze. Also a great pioneer for electronic. Although I listen to other artists from that era, and Ash Ray Temple, I've never heard of them. But Kraftwerk and Tangerine Dream are awesome.
Next question. Someone says, I like Rammstein. What do you think? Do we even have to answer that? Okay. Yes, we like Rammstein.
Yes.
Moving on.
No.
We love Rammstein.
Yes.
Rammstein, you listen to them with your heart, and they made their way in my heart, and I love them, and I can't wait to see them again this year. I hope Ricky will catch them as well.
Hopefully.
I mean, they're the best. They're the biggest. If they perform the biggest live show there is out there. The music is awesome. The lyrics are intelligent.
Well, I mean, we did an entire episode dedicated to Rammstein. So
Yeah, we did an
check
episode
that
about
out.
Rammstein.
check it out.
Check it out in the archives, or actually, I completely forgot to mention this on the onset, but I finally, after so long, I put together the playlist of all the Horsemen podcast episodes on the channel, from the second episode to the most recent. Only reason the first episode's not on there is because I can't find it anywhere anymore.
It's in my channel. Just go to my channel.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah. I forgot the very first episode we did on your channel before we decided to bring it over to here to get more views and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I essentially became the figurehead now. Because without this channel, this show wouldn't exist, unfortunately.
The
Yeah.
chairman, maybe?
Huh?
Chairman. You're probably the chairman.
Oh, yeah. I'm the Vince McMahon of the Horsemen podcast. No. Oh, God, that actually... Whoa. Favorite old album? We already talked about that. Mine being Master of Puppets. Hannah, I think, said The Mantle. Ricky, you said Back in Black.
Back in Black.
And Artur said Power Slave. So, yeah, we already answered that one. Oh yeah, and to the people who are asking why aren't the comments coming up on the OBS stream, that's because Streamlabs, for some reason, like after 45 minutes, the comments stop coming in. So, but I'm reading them off of both my phone and my tablet that I got set right here, so I can still read what's going on.
So keep them coming.
Yeah, keep them coming
Yeah.
because we haven't had another question in a little while. But
I have 3 questions left on the mine.
Oh,
See.
okay.
I have 3. Let's see. Will we all do an episode dedicated to an entire album?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
thought about doing that.
There are a few albums we could, and I think we will do an episode about. One of them is Agalok the Mantle, of course. The Satanist.
To the Nameless Dead.
To the Nameless Dead for sure.
What else could we do?
Metallica or Iron Maiden album almost?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We very well could.
Bathory. We could do a Bathory.
Under the Sign of Black Mark.
You know,
Talk about
I mean,
Death Slippers.
Or Scream Bloody Gore.
the Nazi
Or
Eclipse.
Yep.
Muta. Talk about Muta.
Mota.
Oh my
Sensucht.
That will
Sensucht is
be
not,
so
Sensucht is not a bad idea either.
depressing and hard to do on Mota.
Oh my god, my heart will melt.
But for sure, the first one had to be The Mantle.
Yeah.
And for that, I would love for TK to come into the show since he put that as his number 1.
Yeah, he
on
did
his
on his
greatest album.
all
And
top
I
50
agree
favorites.
with him 100%.
So Mark, if you're listening to this and we do the Mantle, please
Call
come
us.
by.
Yes.
Call us.
We will
Come
love
back
to
for
do
one
another
episode.
Mhm.
Open invitation.
Yep,
Mhm.
absolutely. Well, we got another question in the stream. Tori Amos or Kate Bush? Tori. Just by default.
Neither. I don't listen to either.
I don't listen either, but I know Tori. I don't know Kate Bush, so by default, Tori.
Kate Bush.
Nah, I don't know.
Sorry, man. What was the other? What was the other questions you had on your thing, Ricky?
I have 2 more. Any other hobbies that we all have than listen to metal music?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Writing.
Video games? Maybe?
For me, oh wait,
Video games is one that I have.
yeah.
I'll
You
just
keep
say-
going, keep going.
Okay.
I have video games in a way. I also read a little bit. Just going out with some friends, especially to some concerts, metal clubs. I still have some here in this area. Han is a bit on a disadvantage, but we can't all live in the capital city, so.
Yep.
But at least he's a bit to me and just having a good time in.
For me, for hobbies,
go
yeah, for me, doing YouTube. After all, I brought this up before. July 3rd this year, the 10th anniversary of this YouTube channel's existence. I have been on here almost 10 years. Started the channel when I was 15 going on 16. I'm 25 going on 26. Where have the years gone? What have I been doing with my life?
I think it's time to raise our horn.
Raise your horns, raise them up to the sky.
I need a fucking Viking horn to drink out of properly. Artur, you sneaky son of a bitch. He got it. I am jealous now. And
I mean, I'm in Texas. There's a deer right there. I could just get it and get the horn.
Rex
Go
from
get
the
a
forest.
longhorn. Go get a longhorn.
but why?
Ricky is off to slaughter.
Slaughter the soul.
But
Hey, I'm the
continuing.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
But to continue, so yeah, doing YouTube videos, cooking when I'm in the mood to cook. I like writing as well. I've actually, funny enough, I've not brought this up, but I started a few weeks ago. I haven't done anything on it since, but I've started doing writing song titles and lyrics for a dream concept album based on Avengers Infinity War and Endgame called The Infinity War. And funny enough, the first track that I did, it would be an Asphyx cover, but it would be reworked lyrics. And it's an Asphyx song not a lot of people know about, and it's from their 94 album. It's called Prelude to the Unhonored Funeral. And I actually rewrote as Prelude to the War, and I rewrote the lyrics from like the perspective of Thanos. So
I think there's a band that has a song like that, Prelude to War.
but regardless, so I started on that. I haven't done anything on it since, and I need to get on to that. I also, well,
I used to write some lyrics. I used to write some lyrics many years ago. I don't know what happened. I seem to have lost it, or when I started to format my computer, I kind of lost those lyrics. And one of those lyrics was inspired by the Max Payne video game called The Flesh of Fallen Angel. I don't know what happened to that, but even Levi, he would transform that into a death metal song, The Flesh of Fallen Angels.
oh
Sure.
yeah, absolutely. Other hobbies, well, I don't know if you'd call this a hobby or if it's just being a horny bastard, but watching this lady on. Oh, Zev Bellringer, where would I be without you? Then again, she is a friend of mine too, so yeah. But there's that. I enjoy watching like some like other YouTube channels, gaming wise, like Achievement Hunter. Used to watch Cow Chop, but now they're no longer around. Used to watch Creature Hub, they're no longer around. And then like other channels I like to watch, like Kamikaze Games, Cover Killer Nation. I could go on and on about this. Watching wrestling, watching racing, video games, of course. Hell, I've been getting into doing more gaming stuff lately with the Gary's Mod content. Which, by the way, speaking of those who like the Gary's Mod videos I've been doing lately, there's going to be more coming from Gary's Mod soon. I think there's going to be a new video tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. Yeah, that's really all I could think of right now. I would say getting ladies would be one, but I have not had the best luck with women in my life. But I might have a date if only I can get a hold of the damn
Join the
woman.
club.
Ricky?
Playing guitar. I like clever
Oh
guitar.
yeah, and I'm playing bass. I forgot bass. If I had drums, then drums too.
I'm not the greatest guitarist in the world, but I play decent amount that I can play certain songs. Takes me a while to learn them, but I can play them. Wrestling. Wrestling is a huge one. Been a wrestling fan quite longer than I've been a metal fan. Since I was like probably like 5. I used to go across and watch people like La Parca, who unfortunately passed away a couple of days ago. One of my absolute favorite.
Which La Parca?
The AAA one?
The Mexican one.
Yes, the AAA one.
Because the one in that used to be in WCW is still alive.
Yeah, the AAA one. The AAA one. I used to go across and watch them with some other people. Here's one that I don't think I've ever talked to you guys. Coin collecting. I think I was like probably like 12 years old. I collect a lot of coins. Most of my collection is American and Mexican coins, but I also like to collect foreign coins. I have a couple of euros, a couple of
my father used to collect euros, but what he would do is would have various euros, but from all different countries. Because even
Exactly.
though the heads,
Oh, I have
because
that
even
as
though the
well.
heads,
Mm,
exactly, the heads of the euros might be the same, but the backs
mhm.
are all different
Yeah.
depending on which country you are.
Yeah, I like to collect coins, either be European, Asian. I don't get any kind of coin. There was one time that I almost got this coin, but at the time I was like, should I get it? It was a 1943 German coin that the swastika on it. I was like, oh,
Oh,
Yay!
I don't know if I should. I mean, it was pure silver. It looked cool, but at the same time, I was like, should I get it? I never got it. To be honest, I didn't get it.
uh,
Would I get it? Maybe in the future. But like I said, I collect coins, paper money as well. Every time my parents bring home change, I was like, give me the change. I have to check and see what I don't have on my
see what
books and
year
check
is
what's the
on it.
best and all that. Exactly. Like I have literally a full binder and probably like 6 folders full of coin. Full. And that's for the years. And trust me, if I will ever go to Europe or I don't know, Europe, I would probably have like a whole stack of coins just there, put in so I can put in my collection and all that.
That was me when I returned home from the US. I had all the quarters of the different states.
Oh, that was the bitch to complete. Trust me, it took me, uh, 5 years. Even though because some were like that had the same ones, some were more rare than
Mhm.
others. And right now, I'm collecting the new quarters, the national parks, and the presidential dollars. I'm still way, 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 way far from
Don't
those.
waste those quarters on the.
I mean, I do have some. I do have some. I have some silver quarters, some silver money that I have on my another binder. But like I said, if I were to go to Europe, you're gonna see me with a whole stack of coins just waiting to get home and put it in my little 2x2s. I have my magnifying glass. I have my gloves and all that. And what else? I like to read a lot. Like to watch movies, especially horror movies. I love horror movies. That's all I do. That's what I did. That's what I do every October. I put metal to the side and just watch horror movies all October long. And comic comic book movies, especially Marvel movies, even the old Marvel movies. They're like, but I still like them. And guess that's it.
Hannah.
Well, obviously, music is the big one for me. Concerts, of course, collecting music, be it on CD, vinyl, all sorts of stuff, DVDs, patches, sewing my battle jacket. Although it's a pain in the ass, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the other big one is reading and writing. I read a lot, but I also write a lot, and one of my little wishes is to finish a thriller or a novel drama or whatever at one point. Um,
Horror fan, girlfriend, collab.
yeah. Well, that's one thing I do a lot. I love to play on my little ukulele. Um, Although I'm not very good at it. But
Do you do you have it? Play us something. I have it
oh
close by.
no,
God.
better not. Um, uh, I only do that in private. Uh, I don't.
Imagine Hannah playing the intro to Freezing Moon on a ukulele.
Hell will freeze over immediately. Um, what else do I do? I used to play in a marching band, but I'm lacking time. I cook a lot. I'm very interested in history. And I swim a lot.
Oh, I completely forgot one big hobby I've been into for the past 3 months. Walking on the treadmill. and I've actually lost a shit ton of weight since October. Like, I'm able to now finally wear 2X shirts without feeling tight around my stomach. If I had to guess how much I weigh now, I weigh under 300 pounds now, I would assume, but yeah. Next question. What's your favorite food? Oh, Lord.
Oh,
Oh,
I like Mexican food, even though sometimes Mexican food really messes up my stomach. Italian
I
food, some
hate.
Chinese food, and that's all.
Um, I would say my own food here in the country. I love my own food, even though if you ask any celebrity chef, whether it's uh, Gordon Ramsay, Jamie Oliver, not Anthony Bourdain because he came here, R.I.P. But if you ask any celebrity chef, or even those that go to MasterChef or whatever,
Yeah.
they don't know that much about Portuguese food. Crying shame. It is a shame because I could tell if all of you would come here to Portugal, you would eat a lot and it's all great. But I like some Italian food. I eat a lot of pasta and I love lasagna. Um, Chinese
Pizza.
food I enjoyed it. Yeah. Uh, Chinese food I enjoyed it as well. Never been that much of a fan of sushi, although I eat
Same here.
on occasion.
I love sushi.
I
But
don't.
I would say majorly those. My own country's food, Portuguese food, Italian. I do like a bit of Mexican food as well, although we don't get that Mexican restaurants here as well, which is a shame. Uh, but I would say those three: Chinese, Portuguese, and
Italian. Hannah?
Well, I like to cook a lot myself, and I like to experiment and try new stuff.
Same here.
And since there are no restaurants around here, you have to either travel quite a distance to access international cuisine restaurants, or you have to do it yourself. And I do that a lot. And I cook a lot of Italian, Mexican, but also Asian. I think those are the three kind of regional kitchens that I like the most. Uh, Also Japanese. I love to eat sushi when I go out, which isn't that often. A lot of stuff, but also typical German stuff as well. Although, for me, that most of the time is a bit too heavy on the stomach, but I still eat it, love it, and I mean, I will eat most of the stuff that people put in front of me. So,
Ricky?
that's
Ricky?
Chicken fried steak for sure. It's probably one of my favorites. Pizza, chicken wings. Um, Basically anything with chicken. I'm a big
Same here.
chicken
Chicken's my
good
favorite
chicken
meat.
feed.
chicken connoisseur. You want to say that? Um, what else do I like?
What about
Um,
pickled chicken feet? I heard they're a delicacy somewhere in Asia.
I don't know. I haven't even tried them, so I don't know.
here in Portugal, we have a traditional dish which is called pig's trotters. I personally don't like, but I know many people that do like, especially within my.
Mm-hmm. Um, Colitas de puerco. In other words, pig's tails. They're pretty good, especially when they're deep fried and you add some sauce. Trying to think what else do I like. Um, I eat a lot of salads for sure. Lately, been in a lot of salads lately. Um, what else do I like? Tacos.
Whataburger.
Yeah, for sure.
Whataburger
Yeah,
has a damn good chicken sandwich.
yes, I get that all the time. For sure, Whataburger. I don't know, I'm trying to. I don't know. I'm blinking out right here. Um, Give that silver now. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna think of something,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna be like,
Anyways, next question I found. Favorite Marvel villain, and it was from Morbid Angels, Bad and Death.
Loki.
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 Loki with Thanos
Ultron.
being a close second.
Luthor. Sorry.
Damn it! You had one job, just the one.
One job.
Cole Walter. Yeah, Cole Walter. Favorite villain? Venom.
Yeah.
Venom and Carnage.
Hmm?
Not that much of a Marvel guy, but Venom and Carnage, number one.
Ultron or Thanos for me.
From from Metal Sasquatch. Any favorite metal guitarist specifically? Ooh.
Angus Young, Jimi Hendrix, Jimmy Page.
Ishan.
Ishan for sure.
Jeff, mine in no particular order. Jeff Loomis, Chuck Schuldiner, alright.
Chuck. That's it.
Eddie Van Halen, although Van Halen is not that much metal, more hard rock.
You could argue they could be metal.
Mm-hmm.
What I was saying, Jeff Loomis, Chuck Schuldiner, Eddie Van Halen. In a way, in his prime, he was one of the best guitar. Ackerfeld, absolutely, and Nurgle.
For me,
M from Migwa.
For me, Chuck, Dimebag Darrell, Dave Mustaine.
How could I forget Dimebag?
Yeah, Dave Mustaine. Tony
Let's
Iommi.
go to the more obvious one.
Yeah, Tony Iommi. Eddie Van Halen, Randy Rhoads. Oh God, James Murphy. I really like. And
Dan Swano.
Yeah, Dan Swano. Even though he's more known as a vocalist out of anything he does.
Ackerfeld.
Yeah, Ackerfeld would be up there.
Like Ackerfeld too.
Tom Warrior. Corthon. Shit. Trey Azagdout from Morbid Angel.
Slash.
He's not a favorite of mine.
Denner and Sherman. Michael Denner and Hank Sherman.
Oh, yeah. Andy LaRocque.
Oh, and
Oh, God. There's
Paul
just
and Richard.
so many out there.
Yeah.
Richie
Don Anderson
Blackmore.
from Agalon. BB
Bill
King.
Steer. Bill Steer.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, Bill Steer.
And if you go
Kind
BB
of
King,
odd, but
personally, I go Muddy
Billy
Water.
Gibbons.
Oh,
Matt Hafey from Trivium I really like.
Alexander von Meilenwald from Nagelfar and Ruins of Beverus.
Oh, how could I forget Dave Murray and Adrian Smith from Iron Maiden? How can I forget them? Same with Glenn Tipton, KK Downing. God,
Jerome Iommi.
Kerry King, Jeff Hanneman, Marty Friedman. How can I forget Marty?
but
there's
I
just
think
so
we're
many
going
out
a
there,
bit off
but-
the track. We're now going a bit off the track.
Yeah.
We could say the name of all guitar players from here to Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Next question. Favorite YouTube channel? I kind of talked about it a little bit. I guess currently my favorite is Achievement Hunter / Let's Play. As far as the gaming stuff, for music, was Cover Killer Nation, but now that he's retired, I guess I'll still say Cover Killer Nation. Oh God. Number 8.
For sometimes political opinions, video games, and those metal retrospectives that he did, Razorfist, the Rageaholic, I do like very much that channel. How can we not talk about our buddies from Cultaholic?
Ross.
We cannot do so. Ross, Jack. I do like Butchermania. I do like to watch that. There is a video game channel that I enjoy a lot, and I never thought that they would be almost 20 years old now, which is called World of Long Plays. They are known as Quebec 55. But these are various guys that play all these different types of games, and I've seen them play some video games that I go, dude, I used to have that game. I used to play that. It's a bit nostalgic in a way, but yeah. Razorfist, Rageaholic, Cultaholic, Cubex 55, and for music, I like sometimes the rock channel, especially their series of Regretting the Past, because I used to own some of the albums that they have on Regretting the Past, and I've put a suggestion to it, which was Papa Roach's Infest. I regret having that album.
Hannah?
Well, I'm not that big of a YouTube fan, to be honest. But when I'm on YouTube, I kind of like to watch John Oliver videos on his channel. Although that's more of a talk show host. Besides that, I kind of like to watch videos by the crazy Russian hacker once in a while. I've got no idea why. And for music, I really like black metal promotion. I think he or she has a great YouTube channel, Lightfox177. Awesome YouTube channel. And what was the other one? I think, what was the name again? Atmospheric black metal albums. I think these are my 3 favorite YouTube channel regarding music. But besides that, Vice. I really like Vice. And the documentaries on.
Now you got me a bit on the other side. I dislike Vice with a passion, mostly because of some of the documentaries that they did.
Yeah, I mean Yeah, I mean I don't support them or anything. I just like to watch it once in a while, and I know that there are no.
Oh, I forgot one channel that I've been watching since their father. The Elite. The Elite. The Elite. I mean, I cannot stop watching that.
And I forgot one other big music YouTuber I watch, Ola England. Fucking awesome guitarist who's currently in The Haunted and has played live for 6 Feet Under, At the Gates, so many other bands, and he's so freaking hilarious.
I forgot one that I also used to watch when I used to play drums. He would do these awesome, great covers on drums. He was called Machine Gun Smith. He would play. I think he's still around. I don't know if he has played anything yet, but I think that Machine Gun Smith, he used to cover drums. He covered Seasons in the Abyss. He covered Panic Attack by Dream Theater, and he was quite good. Whenever I wanted to learn a little bit of drums, I used to watch his channel quite.
Ricky?
In terms of music, a big one was Cover Killer Nation, even though he already retired. I would still put him up there. This guy by the name of GuitarListen365.com, since I'm a taught guitarist. I put some of his videos, and he teaches how to play a certain song. So I played the video, and I start learning how to play the song. Comic book related, comic book cast. The guy right there, his name is Armin, and he got me into, like Morbius. Got me more into the X-Men. So got me more knowledgeable with my Marvel stuff and DC. Who else could I put? The Elite, for sure. In terms of wrestling, the Elite. In terms of like the History Channel, I love watching the History Channel as well, since I'm a big history nerd. A&E sometimes have some good stuff there. I guess that's it for now. I know I'm blanking out right now.
And I think we'll end it off with one last question from Ricky's paper. I think he had like one left.
Yeah.
We'll end it off
one
on that
more.
one. Since
yeah.
We're
almost hitting the 2-hour mark. Damn, was fast. Have you got? This is the one that I think we've talked about a lot. Have you guys planned on what you do the day you finally meet?
Oh.
Drink a beer.
Meat.
For sure, we're
drink a flagon of meat. But that would be the biggest party that we will ever throw, and probably we would live stream it.
For sure, a live stream will be in question. I guess go to different places in Europe, for example, Helvete. We will go there.
That would be cool.
I guess we will go Quarton's grave.
Maybe Jim Morrison in Paris.
Yeah, Jim Morrison in Paris. I would like to go to the. I guess it's more dark. Auschwitz. I would like to go to Auschwitz to pay my respects. Vodkin for sure. Any festival. There's so many things that I want to do over there. But for sure, like go eat exotic cuisines, different foods I haven't tasted. Hang out with you guys, because for sure when we do this, it's probably gonna take a long time so we can when we do it again. Because we don't, because like I said, we've been knowing this is us for almost 3 years. We don't know when. Maybe in 2 years, 3 years, we'll finally meet, and maybe that could be the only time we're able to do it, because we don't know what the future holds. But yeah, that's for me, my part. I don't know about you guys.
Oh man, where to begin?
We would break Levi's concert virginity.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that,
Just
and then maybe that, and then another kind of virginity, if you know what I'm saying.
Maybe.
Amsterdam.
I was gonna say Amsterdam, but I was like, nah, it's way too far.
Oh my god. Like I can't even speak now. Let me get a drink after that. But yeah, just to hang out with you guys and go to a show, that would be the top of the list.
You, Hannah?
Just having a good time, talk about stuff. Breaking. I mean, Working on Levi's concert virginity, that would be a good thing.
Mhm.
I think that would be pretty awesome.
For
Taking
sure.
him to something energetic like I'm on a Mars.
And you know
That would
what?
have been great.
To make his first concert memorable, we pick him up and let him in the surf.
Mosh pit.
We have to
Mosh
go
pit
to the
or
mosh
crowd
pit.
surf?
Yes.
Do you
Speak-
do crowd surfing?
Who?
Arthur and Ricky.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, they do. Hell yeah, they do crowd surf here.
I haven't. I need to do that. I've done everything. I need to crowd surf.
I haven't done as well.
Even last year, when we were when me and my group we were at the at Vagos. I mean, I didn't do crowd surf, but my friend did. But what we did was during the Tear song and during Hailstorms, Nancy the Tavern Wench, we would do longboating. Sitting on the ground and row.
I just thought of something
did
really
that.
cool.
We did that with Old the Heathen Amarai by Cheer, and then Nancy the Tavern Wench during the Hailstorm.
I just thought of something really cool. Since myself, Leo, and Raphael live in the States, we all go to a flight to Atlanta. We take the same flight to Germany. Hannah's there with a sign, like waiting for us. And then Arthur comes. I don't know if Arthur you will go by train or by plane. I don't know.
Like,
Or you'll go by plane as well.
train is at least 12 hours from here to.
And usually twice as expensive.
Yeah. Especially since I have to switch in Paris, then I have to switch in Brussels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
No,
and then after that, we all go to Hannah's little car if we can even fit there.
and then,
Plastic metal.
And you know what we're
plastic
gonna
metal on
do?
the speakers.
And you know what we're gonna do? Bohemian
Yeah.
Rhapsody.
Oh God.
A Bohemian Rhapsody moment.
and then I will get a speeding ticket. Yes.
Oh
And
man.
the
then-
Bohemian Rhapsody moment, I'm down for it.
Yes, Bohemian Rhapsody moment. And then probably, God, I don't know, maybe Hannah's place and be like, we don't know what to say. So do your parents speak English?
Yes, no. They
Oh,
can
God.
understand it.
They do speak more English in the main cities like Berlin, München, Stuttgart.
Okay.
Well, my parents can understand it. My mother can talk a bit, but my father's English is horrible.
Oh. Well,
I mean, he thinks he is great at it, but he isn't.
and I think one of the last things we will do is go into Hannah's room, sit down, put the mantle on, and just let it flow
Wait,
through
wait,
us.
wait.
Oh, but yeah, also the dream to go to Amsterdam and do the.
Yeah. Easy there, boy. Easy, cowboy.
I'm sorry. I am the desperate man. Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Oh boy. Oh, the mantle.
Do you mean this one?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean that. We would just all sit there in your room, no talking, just let the music flow through our
Oh,
ears, through our
yeah.
soul. And maybe after that, maybe put some Pink Floyd, Satanist, Just Name Is Dead.
Oh, yeah, I have them all in one.
I don't know, because we're gonna have to like do that eventually, and maybe a live stream.
Yeah.
Of us getting stoned on music.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, that's going to pretty much do for episode 25 live Q&A number 2.
26.
I thought it was 25. No, it is
What's
26.
26?
Okay. So actually,
Screw you!
So thank you guys for tuning into this show. As far as what does the future hold for the Horsemen podcast, we got 3 episodes planned. Next, which will be hopefully in 2 weeks, with special guest Chronix. We're doing the top 10 albums of the 2010s, followed by top 10 Doom albums, and then top 10 concept albums. After that, who knows? But anyways, thank you, Artur, Hannah, Ricky, for stopping by, and as well as yours truly. Thank you guys for watching episode 26. We will be back, like I said, hopefully in 2 weeks. Until next time, see you later.